Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kendall. Welcome to the first TBR of 2024. I'm a little late on getting this up, but I thought better late than never, and I'm really excited to officially set my list of books for this month. Now, I'm typically a mood reader, but one of my goals for this year is to set more, I don't want to say strict, but just kind of a list of what I want to read for the month. For this TBR and for my TBRs throughout the year, I'm going to be using this really fun set of handmade cards by my friend Jenna. They all have a little picture on the back and then a handwritten prompt. I did a reading retreat with her back in August with some of her friends, and she gave each of us a goodie bag, and inside of that was this. And I thought this would be a really fun way to set my TBR every month. I am going to be picking 5 cards for this month's TBR. There are some books I already want to read this month that I'll talk about shortly that I'm reserving and saving a spot for. But without further ado, let's pick some cards. I'm going to go ahead and give these a good little shuffle real quick. Shuffle ASMR, if you will. Mess that one up. Okay. I did 2 little shuffles. Now I'm just gonna do a quick. After that, let's pick our very first card. The very first card is a reread, which I already know what I'm gonna pick. So for my reread card, I'm going to be doing House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas in the Crescent City book. This is the second book in the series, if you do not know, and the new one is coming out. So this is a perfect card to pull right now. I'm in the middle of my House of Earth and Blood reread, and so yeah, this is perfect because I've already planned on reading it. I'm just gonna do a quick one other shuffle in between picks. And our second card is A New Author for You. One moment, let me look at my bookshelf and pick one out. For the A New Author for You prompt, I picked Julia Quinn, The Duke and I. This is the very first book in the Bridgerton series. I do have the Illumicrate box set. Really have been wanting to read this series, especially now that I have this box set in my possession. And I know that the newer season is coming out in the next 2 or 3 months. I'm not entirely sure when, but I love the foiling on the back cover, the front cover, and the back cover, and the matching sprayed edges. I have the rest of the books here behind me, so really looking forward to reading this. I think this might be a good little palette cleanser before Crescent City. I'm gonna do a quick shuffle before we pick our third card. Our third card is A Book with a Purple Cover. So I have a few books with a purple cover, but I picked Defy the Night by Bridgerton. Beautiful, stunning cover. I've never read this book. I don't know too much about it. Let's see. A kingdom divided by corruption, the king desperately holding it together, the girl willing to risk everything to bring it all crashing down. I do know that this is a fantasy book. The kingdom of Kandala is on the brink of disaster. Rifts between sectors have only worsened since a sickness began ravaging the land, and the only known cure, an elixir made from the moonflower petal, is severely limited. The king holds on to the tenuous piece with a ruthless hand. Out in the wilds, apothecary apprentice Tessa Cade and her best friend Wes are tired of watching people suffer. They risk their lives every night to steal moonflower petals and distribute the elixir to those in need, but it's still not enough. As rumors spread that the cure no longer works and sparks of rebellion begin to flare, a particularly cruel act from the king's justice makes Tessa desperate enough to try the impossible, sneaking into the palace. But what she finds on the inside makes her wonder if it's even possible to fix Kandala without destroying it first. I do know there's at least a second one, maybe a third. I think the sequel is called Defend the Dawn. Not entirely sure, but I do know that this is a beloved fantasy. I'm excited to read it this month. I feel like these cards are a great way to get through my physical TBR because I don't know when I would just pick this up on a whim to read, so looking forward to it. I might try to do a reading vlog for each of these books, except the reread, or maybe even just like a weekly reading vlog, so stay tuned for that. For our fourth card, A Modern Romance. This one might come as a surprise that I haven't read, but for a modern romance, I'm gonna do Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I think this will be a good little palette cleanser in between some of these other books. I'm trying to pick them smart because I don't want to get into a reading slump at any point during this, especially with the big release at the end of the month. So I know this is a beloved book between a lot of people, especially over on Book Talk. I don't know too much about it except that it is a grumpy sunshine. I believe the figure skater is actually the grumpy and the hockey player is the sunshine, but we shall see. I do know it has some spice to it. So like I said, looking forward to this being a good little palette cleanser. Now for our very last pick. We have a book with a red cover. So for the final props, a book with a red cover, I'm picking Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I know this is a very beloved series all over the book community, as well as the spin-off series of the Calloway sisters. I believe this is what it's from, but I don't know too much about it except that there are two sisters, two best friends, liars, lovers, addicts, and one epic love story. Maybe not sisters, maybe friends, maybe I'm thinking of the spin-off, but I'm looking forward to this. I definitely think I want to do a reading vlog on this one, if not, as I said before, a couple of these. Now for the books that are not in cards that I've picked, I definitely want to read Divine Rivals. I know Ruthless Vows came out right after Christmas, and I haven't read Divine Rivals yet. I don't know how, but I want to read that. And then the last book on my TBR for this month, I don't even know if I'll finish it this month, but I'm still putting it on my TBR, and that is House of Flame and Shadow, the third Crescent City book. I am so excited. I'm very nervous, but I can't wait. I already have my pre-order ordered, and it should be a good one. I think I definitely want to do a reading vlog of it, so keep an eye out for that in the next month or so. That is it for my January TBR, my first TBR of the year. I'm super excited. Hopefully I can get through all of these books. We shall see. Be on the lookout at my January wrap up. Comment down below what books you want to read this month, and also make sure to follow me on my socials. They'll be linked all down below in the description box, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!